Hello. Not satisfied with just one fresh IPA tonight. I am going in on the Sierra Nevada Celebration IPA. We first brewed Celebration IPA in the winter of 1981. Well, that's before I was born. Each year we use only the first fresh hops of the growing season to create this complex and robust ale. Layered pine and citrus hop aromas balanced delicately against rich malt sweetness to shape this bold wintertime classic, the Sierra Nevada Celebration Fresh-Hop IPA. Well, Sierra Nevada, have you heard of them before? You ever heard of these guys? They were one of the instrumental companies in getting me into pale ales and IPAs, and therefore into beers in general. I would put Lagunitas up there as well, as I have before. And who else would I put in that pantheon of the folks who got me into the IPAs? Stone, but not really, because back then I was trying Stone and it was too aggressive for me, and you know what? Honestly, Stone is still kind of too aggressive for me. I try every now and then, and it's not like I dislike them. And I recognize Stone makes amazing beers, incredible beers, West Coast IPAs, but for me, it was always Sierra Nevada and Lagunitas. When I was getting into this stuff, it was a lot more approachable, a lot more predictable, and a lot more dependable. And also sometimes cheaper. Let's be real, Stone's pretty expensive. So, this was packaged a month ago. 32 days, I think, on October 6th. So it's hard to get that much fresher of a fresh hop IPA than one that was made fresh with fresh hops, fresh in the fresh hop season, and then hopped fresh with those fresh hops and shipped in a bottle within under 5 weeks, for just over 4 weeks, I should say. So, right before this video, if I'm sounding a little wordy, it's probably because I smashed back that fresh IPA I had right before this, the Deschutes Chasin' Freshies. Holy crap, that was delicious. I felt like, plus lately I've been drinking so many stouts and imperial stouts, and the last beer before that IPA was late last night before tonight, and it was like an 11% imperial dessert stout. Milk, like chocolate malt milkshake imperial stout at 11% ABV. So when I get to come back and try my original and all-time favorite style IPA, fresh, frigid cold right after the refrigerator, and it's just so fresh and delicious like that Deschutes one was in the previous review. Well, I guess I gotta keep going. And you know, I've had this beer before, but it's been years. And it's been a long time since I had a Sierra Nevada, and it's not because I don't love Sierra Nevada. I do love Sierra Nevada. Give me a Sierra Nevada any day. It's more just that I know I can get them any day, so give them to me any day, except the thing is, I'm looking for something I can't just get every day, most of the time, which is exactly why I'm drinking a Sierra Nevada when it's their fresh-released, fresh hop IPA. So that sort of sums up my state of mind as well on my beer choices right now. There's a lot of beers that look amazing that I still haven't tried, sometimes kind of standard bearers for their styles, but I haven't tried them probably because I am able to get my hands on beers that are not available often through like Witchcraft, which I keep giving shout outs. I don't know why, I just like going in there. So Witchcraft, I'm not sponsored. Witchcraft in Austin, Texas, great place in the Mueller development to go get some craft singles. Wow, craft singles were that old, or they're still around, right? Like American Cheese by Kraft in the single slices. That's not what I meant. Obviously, I meant craft single cans and in bottles of craft beer, which is how I got this one. I do not have a 6-pack of this in my fridge, although based on the freaking Deschutes that I just finished, I'm about to be wishing I had a 6-pack of this. But that's the breaks. I have to pick some kind of beer someday, so I get a lot of singles, and sometimes that means I get some beers that aren't so good, but a lot of times it means I get beers that I wish I had more of. This is a 6.8% ABV. Which puts it a little over that Deschutes. They are definitely, as they mentioning and playing up pine and citrus. So isn't that just like the taste profile of Pine Sol, technically? Well, I don't expect this to taste like Pine Sol, and so it is going to probably contrast with the one I had before, which emphasized more of its kind of tropical or mango tastes. It was not a hazy IPA, the one before this. It was a fresh IPA, just like this one. But I do think this is going to be In some ways I probably should have had this one first because I think it's going to be more bitter and more pure, clean-like. And probably should have had it first and then had the easy. I think the Deschutes Chasing Freshies from before is going to end up being the more easy, the more approachable beer. That's my guess. I think that being said, I love pine. I mean, and citrus, pine and citrus hops. I mean, that's like iconic to me, American craft IPA to me. So I can't wait. And what my plan is, by the way, after tasting this, I'm going to be playing some guitar. I'm a musician. It's my one of my other big favorite hobbies. There's an arrangement I've done for years of Dramamine by Modest Mouse. If you don't know that song, great indie band, American indie band, love them. Always been a favorite of mine, and I kind of have an acoustic arrangement of Dramamine that I'm real proud of. Not the easiest thing to put onto an acoustic guitar. My plan is to drink this beer, give you a quick review, see if you would like to go get it yourself, and then I'm going to shut the camera off, and maybe some other time I'll play music, but my plan is after I turn the camera off, I'll be playing some guitar. So basically all my point is, I'm having American craft beer, an American style, with fresh American hops, in America. Gonna play some guitar, and I'm just feeling sort of American today, I guess. Okay, let's do it. Let's hear how it sounds. Sounds pretty fresh. Smells pretty fresh. Ooh, darker than expected. Ooh, that is pretty. Oh Lord, that is pretty. You can see that. I can tell on my screen. Yeah, that color. Ooh. Wow, why is that so beautiful? That's just like why is that so pretty? It looks like a beautiful polished wood or something. I don't know, it's just glowing, I swear. It's glowing. It's beautiful. Sorry, I'm just trying to see where I can move it so you can still see it. Luscious IPA. Ooh, man. I have not just thought how pretty an IPA was until for a while. Look at that. Do you see? You gotta be able to see that little edge of light coming through the glass. It smells funkier than I would have expected. And actually, there's like almost a tone of like locker room or something. I don't mind it's just kind of funky. It's kind of going away quickly. I don't know. Maybe I'm making too much of it. Maybe it's just in contrast to the beer right before this. I smell the pine. Yeah, I smell the pine. It smells like an American IPA. It does just smell so fresh. This one's less juicy smelling than the last one. This is more like tree. This smells like a forest. This one smells like a pine forest to me. Not literally, but as far as IPAs go, it's like that side of things. And I smell a lot of malts, really a lot. I think that's why it looks richer and darker than I thought. It has more of a malty smell than I was expecting, but that makes sense now. Probably there's more malt in this than I just imagined beforehand. Oh, okay, I gotta taste it. Overall, so far, the experience has been phenomenal. I'm so excited. Second beer of the night, second IPA of the night, second fresh hop IPA of the night, and man, that color is just insane. I'm sorry. That's just beautiful. I lowered it to my hip down here where you can't see it, and the light stopped coming through it. And guess what? It's just as beautiful with no light penetrating through the beer. It's just a rich dark amber. Is there any way I can? Look, now the light's still coming through. You can see it's got this like darker. Oh, that's a beautiful looking beer. The head's still on there, which, not like that's the only people who've ever done it, but you gotta give them props for that kind of glass appeal. Okay, so let's taste it. Ooh, that's good. God,
God, I just love IPAs so much. And that is just so good. I would be hard-pressed to choose between this one and the Deschutes if I was going to have a third, which unfortunately I can't because I don't have another one of either of them. Okay, Sierra Nevada Celebration. You know, I didn't say, but I know this is like a legendary beer, sort of a legend. Not because it's rare, but because it's consistently incredibly good, I guess, which I think is the legacy of Sierra Nevada at this point. They are not legends because they are rare, but legends because they still freaking kick ass every time. They're so good. How are they so consistent? So, you know, this is on a par almost with my love of the Maine Beer Company IPAs. And if you've seen my reviews on Maine Beer, you know that I think they're just the best. They're just the best. They're just one of the best breweries, best beers, and I get so excited to get a Maine beer. And that's the difference. See, Maine beer, I get super excited to get my hands on one bottle of one thing. Sierra Nevada doesn't, we take them for granted. We take them for granted, and we're wrong to. We're wrong to take Sierra Nevada for granted. These guys, look, I don't know my history so well, but I feel like, aren't they credited with like being a large part of launching the craft beer revolution in America with their pale ales, with their IPAs decades ago, decades ahead of the curve. I think they looked to them along with Anchor Brewing, Anchor Beer were influential. So geez, I'm just so impressed with Sierra Nevada, even still, even today. What's their tagline? Isn't it family owned, operated, and argued over? And this is sort of, it just feels more old school in the packaging, you know, even just that rustic, snowed-in wood farmhouse, and compared to some of the other, you know, their hazy little thing, IPA. I've been having more of their modern beers. I have been buying Sierra Nevada. If I said at some point in this review that I haven't gotten a Sierra Nevada in a while, I was wrong. I just realized I've had plenty of their more modern beers, their hazy IPAs, and just stuff like that. So I'm going to wrap it up here, and I want to finish my beer and play some guitar. I'm going to put this guy back in the fridge. I think this kind of fresh hop IPA, right now I'm feeling like I like them much better when they're quite cold. It's not like it's not like I want them ice cold, but I like it when they're cold. Refreshing. So, extremely highly recommended. It shouldn't be too hard to find. If you're just like, how can I get my hands on a fresh hop IPA? Now get it as soon as possible, because I can't promise you that in a couple weeks I would still be just as excited about this. And I have to remember that myself, because when I'm buying fresh hop IPAs, the time is now. The time is 4 weeks ago. So get them immediately. And if you like this kind of content, would you, if you can click, if you're able to move your fingers and hands or whatever you use to control the computer to click your tentacles onto subscribe, that would be awesome. And to leave me a like and a comment, and especially maybe the comment, because I want to know if you have any other fresh IPA recommendations, if you've had this beer, what you think of it, any other favorite Sierra Nevada beers, any other favorite IPAs, any other things you want me to drink and talk about. So thanks for watching. It's such a pleasure to have you here. Wish you a merry evening, and I am going to enjoy the hell out of the rest of this IPA, and talk to you in the next video. See you then.